If you guys have watched my recent videos when I've talked about GMRS radio as an alternative to people who don't want to get their ham license, you know I've been covering the radios pretty closely. Today, we're taking a look at one of these that really caught my eye because it's so well made and it's very budget friendly. This is the Retevis RB17P GMRS radio. All right, folks, welcome back. So I'm really happy to show you this radio today. One of the things I like, I'm just going to give you a little information on GMRS radio in general. The GMRS radio system, the way it works in the United States, is you simply just pay your $35 and wait 3 days or 4 days, and you get a license in your email from the FCC. You can use that license as well as your immediate family. So anybody living in the residence with you, your wife, your children, whatever, can use that license to communicate back and forth. I know in Nevada we use like unit numbers. Like my call is WRPS 321. So let's say somebody else wanted to use it, would be WRPS 321 Unit 2 or 321 Unit 2. Just for clarity's sake, but it's really no big deal. That's the nice part about it. There's no studying required. Again, because you're not studying, there might be a little bit of a learning curve because there are things like tones and offset and stuff that we use often in ham radio. However, there are more than enough videos on that, and the programming software for this particular radio is extremely easy to use. I basically programmed it from the front and then proceeded to download the programming software and use the cable and make sure that I could do it, and it was no problem at all. So you're going to turn on the radio very simply right there, and you'll notice I have it on channel 1. You can change the way this is. I also have a repeater, a local repeater down here. You can change this the way you want. This is our local repeater here, referred to as the rat repeater, and that's just the first channel in the GMRS channels. Very easy to use. You got 30 memory channels, okay? It is repeater capable. It has the standard 22 channel simplex and the 8 for GMRS repeater use. Okay, the belt clip, that's what got me the most here, is this belt clip is easy to take on and off. If you want to, you snap this belt clip on like that, but it's not connected to the battery. I can't tell you how frustrating it is when you're trying to change a battery out on a radio and you have to go and put the belt clip on the new battery. Very annoying. So I found this to be very simple to use. You're just basically going to push up on this piece here and pull up. But the nice part about it is when you want to change your battery, you can without the hassle. Let me get this on the table here. Without the hassle of messing around with the belt clip. So it doesn't connect to the battery. So each battery doesn't have to have its own belt clip. The battery itself is pretty darn impressive. This is a 2,200 milliamp hour battery. I will give you the run times on this. It actually almost feels like two 18650s in there, but it probably isn't. It is a 5-watt radio, so very easy to use. Not a ton of power, but more than enough to get you into your local repeaters. And like I said, there's your FCC ID on it. The voltage is 7.4 volts. Your max power is going to be 5 watts out of the radio. We just said that. So all in all, I really like the rig itself. Quickly, the buttons on the front. Let me quickly explain them to you.
Power on.
Okay. Over here. Whoop. That's supposed to be our NOAA weather radio. It probably got knocked down. We're having very high winds out here. But you can choose the channel in the menu. Okay, that's a quick press on that side button. A long press on the side button opens up your squelch. Okay, this will send an emergency tone over the air. You don't want to do that for too long, but it will send an emergency tone. So if you're injured, you push this top button and whatever frequency you and your friends are on will hear your emergency tone. Menu is very simple to use. To switch from A to B, you're going to go over here. Now we're on the B repeater channel, and now we're back up here on the main channel. This comes in wide mode. Very important when you're using GMRS to keep it in wide instead of narrow band, because you'll sound very low using the narrow band. So you want to keep it in wide as much as possible. And other radios come like that most of the time. Every once in a while you'll find one you have to switch it out. Let's quickly look at the menu.
Channel.
Okay, you can choose what mode you want this to be in. If you click OK,
Channel.
you can go by name, you can go by channel, or memory recall, which is what we are in today.
Enter.
Okay, so there we go.
Enter. Channel. Enter.
Done. Next up,
Formatting.
your channel, your QT, and your DCA, your digital coach squelch. Your NOAA is off. Now you can turn this on, okay?
Enter. Off. On.
Okay, let's click OK. And you will see, now it's noisy now. I know. That's our normal no weather radio. But you can do that, and it will monitor it quietly in the background, okay? It will monitor it quietly in the background. That's how you choose the channel, but it will monitor it in the background. That's the auto power off, busy lock. There's your wide or narrow, okay? Your auto lock. Okay, you don't want that auto lock on if you want to be using this, but if you're handing these out to people who maybe don't know what they're doing and they're kind of new to it, you'll have that auto lock on, so when you turn the radio on, it's locked and they can't mess with the frequencies. Whoops. My bad. Back into the menu. There we go. Scan. You can go in reverse or forward on that. This is your define NOAA. All right, let's see. So you can define that NOAA. Okay, this push button over here, and that's why I left it on there. But when you push that button quick press, that's going to be for your NOAA weather radio. Of course, I've turned off the Roger beep. I know some people love them, some people hate them. Your Vox delay, if you choose to use Vox, I don't have it on. Timeout timer, your voice, what we're hearing her talk right now. Beep, I turned off because it was annoying. Black screen, you can choose other colors. Okay, there's white. Okay. Cyan. I'm going to go back to black because it's easier to see on the screen. But you can choose other menu colors. There's about 4 different menu colors in there. Your backlight can stay on for 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, or always. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave the backlight on always because I want you guys to see it. There's your standby, your RX save, your receive saver. You can turn that off. I'm going to turn that off because we're going to be testing the radio. Your squelch level and your power level. Okay, this is your encoder if you want, like we're in channel 1 here. If I wanted to encode that now, when you get in here, if you try to choose anything, it's going to be very frustrating. Like, watch. Okay, nothing. Doesn't do anything. Push the side button, and there's your button. So you can choose there, or you can turn it off either way you want. Now it's off. You can go through your digital or off, okay? So when you get to that, don't try to use these buttons. Push once on the side and you can choose your code. Anyway, that's it. That's the radio. Very, very simple. Back to channel mode again. Very easy to use. Your push to talk button is here. We explained that. You push your on and off switch on the top there.
Power on.
And it will say power on. So what we're going to do next, I want to explain the antenna to you quickly. There is a little Torx bit here. Okay, you'll notice I have moved that out a little. You can unscrew this radio. One of the neat things about GMRS radio, I always turn my radio off when I take the antenna off. Been paranoid about doing that and ruining it, transmitting. So what you're going to do with this is you're going to take that Torx bit out a little bit, and you're going to be able to pull off your antenna and use a better antenna. That's one of the neat things about GMRS is you can do that. So what we're going to do is I have a little floppy kind of GMRS antenna here, and I'm just going to put this on for our test to show you, so you can screw on another antenna. Next up, what we're going to do is do a quick power test and see what kind of power we're getting out of this radio. It is a female connector on the end, which is kind of unusual for these kind of radios. Thankfully, I had to go out and get some of these. Normally, they are male connectors, and you just pop it in there. So that's just something to know if you plan on upgrading the antenna. So let me get my power tester out and see how much power this little radio puts out. All right, so on high power, I do have it on high, and that's the way I want to test it because that's what we're really going for here. I'm going to put it into the power mode, and as you can see, it's already kind of, look at that, 4.95. Yeah, so we're going to do about 4.95 watts, no problem at all. So it does what it says it's going to do. All right, next up, what I want to do is I want to put this down here, and I'm going to move myself into another area in the house, and we're going to transmit because I want you to hear the audio on this. It really sounds nice too. It's not a tinny sounding radio. And another nice feature is if you have the double Motorola type jack on the side there, you know, the 2-pin connector for a microphone, you can use it with this radio. It will work with any of them. So I have a few from my ham radio days that use those. So definitely going to be using that if I'm in a situation where I need to use a hand mic, and I got that right there. So let me put the regular antenna back on here, and I'm going to take another, I just have an extra radio here, another GMRS radio, and I'm going to go into another room in my house, and we're going to transmit and see what this sounds like. I don't know how well this is going to come across on the microphone that's kind of facing this way, but what we're going to do is I'm just going to leave this here, and I'm going to walk out into another room, and I'm just going to edit the video real quick so it looks like I'm just gone instantly, and we're going to try and see if you can see what this sounds like. audio quality wise. I have to say, I am impressed with the audio quality on it. I've heard some other GMRS radios that sound really tinny, even some other handheld ham rigs. This one sounds really nice. So, poof, let me get out of this room and show you what it sounds like.
WRPS 321. This is a test. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test over.
All right, magic of editing. I'm back inside again. And as you can tell, I was just standing in my kitchen, which is about 20 feet away. I just wanted to give you an audio test on that. Now, as far as hitting repeaters, okay, I'm going to show you really quick. We're going to zoom in here, and I'm going to show you. Hope that focuses. All right, so let me move back over to, let me turn the volume down there.
1, 30, 20, 20, 20.
These are all my repeater channels here. And this is 650. As you can tell, that has no problem hitting that local repeater. WRPS 321 test. Okay, so obviously it sounds perfectly. It sounds perfect on there. It worked very, very well. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this antenna on here because it's really not really cut for this. It's cut for ham radio. I do have some other GMRS antennas I will be using on it. Now, let me finish up this with a little bit of a form and function end of things, tell you how the radio feels in my hand. All right, so let's talk quickly about form and function on this radio. One of the things I liked is the way it feels in my hand, okay? This thing feels really nice in your hand. It fits really perfect. Fit and finish on it is really nice. It feels like a professional business radio type thing. I got something on the screen. It feels like a business radio. You know, it doesn't feel like a toy. I'm not afraid if I drop this that it's going to smash into a million pieces. Definitely feels nicer than some of the original Baofangs that first came out on the market years ago, the UB5R and all. Size-wise, it's perfect. The fit and finish on it's nice. Feels rugged. It kind of feels like some of the DMR radios that they have. The width on it is about perfect. You know, it fits right in your hand. It doesn't feel too big or too small. Again, this piece comes off very, very easily. So if you don't like it, you can literally just pull it up and pop it off like that. And even better in your hand. So one of the nice things, like I said before, is it's not connected to the battery. So every time you change a battery, you're not changing a pocket clip. Very, very nice. Again, the antenna is upgradable. I probably will upgrade the antenna because it's kind of tiny. It's just a little stubby thing. Probably doesn't have much in the gain department. So I probably will upgrade the antenna. But all in all, I got to say, it's an awesome little radio. It does come with a drop-in charger. That's why I have this out. I will show you how that works. You're going to just plug that in and drop the radio right in there to charge. Very, very easy. And I'm really pleased with it. All the stuff can be done by the front. You can program the whole rig by the front. You do have the charging cable extra. I'm sorry, not the charging cable, the programming cable, which will be extra. However, this is extremely easy to use. You go to the Retevis site, you'll download the software specifically for this radio. You can't miss it. Run it, install it, plug this thing in with the driver for the connector, and you will be set. It just worked. I had no problems at all. I did have to change COM port from COM 1 to COM 3, but other than that, programmed it right up. I was able to set the couple of repeaters that I can reach from my QTH here anywhere I would need to go. So I'm very pleased with it. And again, you got 38 CTCS codes, 30 channel storage on there, 30 memories. It is repeater capable. It has standard all programmed in there to start with, so you're going to start off with all your channels programmed in to begin with, and then of course you can add more if you want. You do have room for a few extra channels in there, and really nice clear sound quality, as you could hear from the very thing. What I really liked about it is you didn't need a computer to program it. It's already set with the offsets correctly in the right direction. Now, if you have an odd repeater that has odd offsets, you may have to go in and change that, but it's already set with the repeater channels. You literally just add the CTCS tone, or the DCS tone, whatever, and you're good to go. It'll work perfectly. So I'm really pleased with the radio. The link will be down below. These are $39.99. There is a 5% coupon from Amazon. I always like to stress that. It's not from me. So if you're watching this video a year from now, that may not be there. You will get 5% off if you apply that coupon. It's usually right underneath the thing there. I will give you a direct link. These are in my Amazon store. Don't forget to check out my Amazon store as well. Even if there's nothing in there you want, just click the link. Shop as you normally would. We really do appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Below that is our freeze-dried wholesaler link as well. We have our sale going on now and our contest. So Go back about 2 videos. You can enter the contest just by signing up for his newsletter and commenting on the video. And he's giving away $1,000 in food gift cards, from $500 for the first place all the way down. So definitely get signed up for that. Below that is our My Patriot Supply. That's preparewithiridium.com. On that site, I have all of my specials. You got a 3-month kit on there. You're getting $200 off the 3-month kit, plus an additional $200 worth of free survival gear. Good starter stuff. If you've got nothing, this is a way to get not only 3 months worth of food, but water filter, a radio, an emergency radio, whatever. There's all that stuff on there, so check that out. And below that is our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. I really want you guys to check out this radio. If you're interested in GMRS, I think this would be a perfect first GMRS radio for somebody after you get your license. And definitely check it out. Now, I do have a mobile rig coming from Retevis that I'm going to be reviewing, so stay tuned if you're interested in that. It's a really nice mobile rig. And we will see you next time. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.